Welcome back, everybody. This is game number 2 in a best of 5 or 7, I'm not quite sure, for the Go For 2 SC tournament between Hasu Obs, or just as he's known now as Hasu, as our blue Protoss player versus our red Zerg player, Liquid HayprO. So if you watched the previous game on Steps of War, you know who won, and I don't really want to spoil that for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, but it was a very quick game. So Liquid HayprO actually getting the scout right here, and if you didn't see that, he actually pulled that worker out. He definitely knew the timing there. He pulls this worker out just to look for that overlord, so he knows exactly where his opponent is at. And HayprO, already being scouted out with that probe right here, knew to fall back, and or actually didn't. Actually decided just to keep on pushing. He's going to look for this gateway. Sometimes Zerg players like to come out here, peek, just barely see this nexus, and then turn around and go back before they get seen. But Hasu Ob's aware of that timing with that overlord, did a very good job, scouted him out, saved himself some time. So actually he's going for some chrono boosting right now on his workers and going for a gateway. We'll see if there's any deviation in the builds this game. So far Liquid HayprO's build looks the same. He's getting that gas up before his spawning pool, so he will have 100 minerals very shortly after this spawning pool finishes. And Mao's Hasu, I guess that's how you say it, Mao's, is going for looks like a very standard build now. This overlord just kind of flying around, checking stuff out. So this probe over here looks like he was in some battles. Looks like he's just attacking the spawning pool, just kind of hanging out. He doesn't have anything else better to do, so he's just going to attack some spawning pools, and he actually did quite a bit of damage there to it. You can see that right there. So running there in the lion's den up those drones while they're working, and he's just going to go turn around. So he does see a chrono boost zealot. So Hasu, feeling a little scared after that last game, is wisely chrono boosting a zealot. And let's see if he's going for his cybernetics core next. Yep, there's a cybernetics core, and there are overlords all over Hasu Ob's base, lurking from above. And definitely a very smart move, HayprO, pulling those workers off gas as usual, becoming more and more popular among Zerg players, and into a fast expansion after that spawning pool finishes, getting up a queen. So we have quite a few links pressing out right now. He looks like he's leaving one behind to hang out at the Zelnaga tower. Actually, and then another one over here, so we're going to have a little peek at the base with these 3 lings. He's not really planning on doing some type of full aggression here. It's more of a just testing the waters in his base. Oh, he actually tried to sneak in right there. HayprO tried to get a little freebie, try to sneak in there when that zealot pushed back out, but Hasu Obs wisely put those units on hold command. So you have another gateway being produced and a cybernetics core. Warping in warp gate, researching warp gate. Whoop, sorry about that. And we have a sentry being made, definitely important. You need to have that sentry if you want to defend against a Baneling bust this early in the game. They do spawn with 50 energy, so if you are building a sentry and you definitely need it, whenever it comes out, you will have enough energy to cast that force field instantly. So Hasu Ob's scouting out that expansion, knows what he's up against. Let's see if he decides to build an expansion of his own to meet that macro, or if he's just going to go for a one base play. I've definitely seen a lot of Protoss players do one base play, but not necessarily on this map. This is definitely a map where people like to expand because it's really close natural expansion, very small entrance here, very easy to guard, unlike other maps like Zelnaga Caverns, where like your expansion is as big as like this whole area here, like half my screen. So it looks like he is laying down a forge, and this is definitely indicative of a fast expansion, not to mention the probe sitting right there. There's nothing else he's going to make there besides a nexus. HayprO sneaking in a little link here. If he can keep this thing alive for a while, he's going to have complete scouting information of Hasu Ob's base. And as far as units able to kill it, he's going to have to warp in a stalker to kill that ling. And actually pulling all his guys off minerals. Really no need for that. Losing a little bit of resources right there. So getting that stalker out, he does clean that up. And Liquid HayprO just putting his overlord up here, this little lookout position, a very great position for those overlords. So it looks like we're going to turn into a macro war right now. HayprO has not yet got gas on both of these geysers. I'm wondering if he more than likely isn't going to go for Muta then. He's a big fleet or a I don't know what you'd call these guys. Not a fleet; those are ships. But a gaggle. Those are geeses. I'm not really quite sure. A horde. Yeah, maybe it's a horde. A horde of lings running around out there. And he is getting gas now. Doing very good on his larval injections. Let's see if he gets it there. No, he's a little late there. But I do use these control groups right here. I actually use these exact same control groups almost whenever I play as a Zerg player. You can see here he has both his queens individually hotkeyed, and then his all of his hatcheries attached to one hotkey. That way you can just hit, in his case, 3-3, and then hit V, and then in the middle, then click on the building, and then you can do 4-4, and then click it. So I know there are other ways to do it. Some people like to put all the queens on one control group, and then use the mini map, and then select the hatcheries that way, and just cycle through the queens. But I don't know, I just prefer this for some reason. So HayprO out here with his lings has a great vision. You can see right now, vision wise, he knows what's going on everywhere. He can see some upgrades coming for the tech for that level 1. He's not quite sure about that. He's actually suiciding an overlord in here right now. And oh, he tried to get a little peek, but I think he's definitely gonna die. Hasu was ready for that. And he's researching Blink and getting that level 1 upgrade, so we may see a mass stalker play here. Oh, there are the Hydras. That's what I was kind of figuring he was going to go next. He just got supply blocked by that one overlord kill. And it looks like he's going to push out here. We have our third base for Liquid HayprO down here at the bottom. He's using those overlords to just spread some creep. He really needs to be laying at least one creep tumor out. He does have the energy for it. Just to get it going, because creep tumors are kind of like an investment. If you invest in them early, you can usually get a big payoff of them. Here he goes. There actually has one up here. He started from this queen and then pushed it out. I mean, creep tumors are awesome for Zerg. You know, if you didn't already know that, creep tumors allow, you know, movement speed increase, regeneration increase, and my favorite thing is the vision. You just get vision. You know, it's like map packs of everywhere where there's creep. And some players just forget that you have vision on creep, and they'll be walking around their army, and they'll just be sitting right here, and you'll be like, okay, I know exactly where he's at, what he's doing. And it just plays very well in your favor. So we have Hydras versus Stalkers. In these numbers, here comes some backup. Hydras do beat Stalkers, and Ling's maybe getting a little bit of a surround there, doing a little bit of damage on the shields, not taking too much. He's probably going to blink up to his base. Actually pull back to these units. There he goes, blinking up to the top, falling back. So let's see if we have Hasu switch into, okay, he's actually going for Storm. There's usually two options you can go with here when you're facing Hydralisks. Is either go for Storm on High Templars, or you can get Colossus. Some Protoss players prefer Colossus. Actually, I think the vast majority of players prefer Colossus over High Templars. At least dealing with Hydras, if a player is massing Hydras. So HayprO looks like he's pushing out here. He does have that range upgrade, and he's almost starting to saturate his third base here. Pushing out some overlords. He's got him rallied over here. And he looks like he's not going to start attacking here, and Hasu is going to go put some pressure on with these Blink Stalkers. Blink Stalkers, very hard to kill, even against the Lings, because of Blink, of course. And pushing out here, going to maybe pick off some overlords. Very nice. He is basically contained at this point outside of his base, but he's going to need to come back to his base very soon here, as there is a lot of pressure in the front of his base with these Hydralisks, and his Storm is not even halfway finished. Pushing back, he's going to maybe pick off some units here, blink away. Stalkers with Blink, if played correctly, are excellent units at being cost-effective. You know, sneaking in, getting one kill, blinking away, and that's just one kill there that you had before, and a very nice blinking away right there. He's pushing up his overlords here, giving himself a lot of movement speed. I really like this. Not enough Zerg players do this, push up with their overlords and protect them with the ground units. Gives these Hydras a huge speed boost. You can see right here on creep, it's like 3.37, and off creep, it's 2.25. So it's this extreme difference. And right now we have Hasu just playing aggressive with these fast, nimble Stalkers, actually killing an expansion down here. And with these slow Hydras, there's no chance those Hydras are going to get there in time. So Hasu trying to bait here with that one Stalker, it looks like. And HayprO is going to take the bait. Maybe that was a misclick, but Hasu Obs doing a lot of damage right there with the small number of Stalkers. Very quick, very nimble. And just pushing out some more Stalkers here. So Storm is finished, and now he's getting that Cardanian amulet. I'm probably butchering that. Anyways, he's getting the upgrade for the High Templars, so they will have enough energy to storm as soon as they spawn. So you can see right here, he's leaving the rest of his army back in base while he's just harassing with these Stalkers. And this is a lot, I've seen this happen a lot more recently in high-level play, is, you know, most people like, okay, I got my army, I'm going to go out and start attacking. But you can be a lot more nimble with just using the fast units and just doing what little damage you can. Of course, your army would be... Actually, he's getting some mutas now. I'm not quite sure why HayprO is going for mutas with Stalkers with Blink. It seems like that's kind of getting the unit that you already have that they already have a counter to. So I probably would have more liked him to see him get some Ultralisks to deal with this mostly tier 1 army. I don't think he's aware of that storm yet. No, he does not see that storm coming. So he wants to do some harassment. He's done a little bit of harassment with those Blink Stalkers. It's going to be very hard to do. It's like he juked him out right here. Wow, that was a very nice juke. Runs over here and he just floats right back around, comes in, gets 1 or 2 kills of workers there. And then expanding like crazy. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bases going up for HayprO. So HayprO using those mutas just to keep those Stalkers in his base and kind of turning the tides on the pressure. Hasu was in control there with those Stalkers running around, doing tons of damage, killing an Expo off. And with these Mutalisks maybe not doing the most damage, but they at least keep map control for HayprO here. So Hasu with his gold expansion just now finishing. He's doing some transfer. Actually, he's not transferring that many. There they come. Here they come. There comes the transfer. A little late. He's got quite a few cannons up here out front. Looks like we're going to have a fight right now. And these Stalkers are no match to that mass number of Hydras, especially on creep. And there are so many expansions going up right now for HayprO. Let's see if Hasu Obs is aware of any of these. No, he's not. And these Mutalisks doing so much damage in the back of his base here. So HayprO going for a very interesting army combination. We haven't seen the two armies clash, like the two full armies clash completely. It's mostly been the work of Stalkers versus Hydras and just some Mutalisk harass. Missing there with that storm. Complete whiff. HayprO sensing that storm and just pulled back very quickly. Hasu wanting to keep this base safe, throws down some photon cannons and pylons. That is very annoying. Though, you know, this will not only keep your base safe, but it will save you from having to pull your army back. An observer finally coming out, pushing back some creep. Very nice play. We'll probably see HayprO get an Overseer here any second because he knows there is an observer in play at this point. So we have so many expansions up right now. You can just see there's so many workers, so many drones all over the place. Let's check the income tab right now. 70 workers to 59, so he has 11 worker advantage. Very nice. And some DTs going. They're going to go get some kills. Let's see if he actually splits up his DTs, puts 1 in every base. That's definitely something I like to do. That way they have to split up their vision. So he puts 2 down here, and he's running 1 up here. He does see this expansion for the first time. We had a little fight here in the middle of these Stalkers pushing up, just getting a couple hits in, and then blinking away, taking no hull damage, killing every single one of those workers, and transferring what few left down here. So he's definitely, there's that Overseer being built. He's going to need to put that down here to save his base. It looks like this expansion is going to die. The Protoss player now with 3 upgrades on his melee attacks and ranged attacks for his Protoss units. Those things do 30 damage now.